Ooh, I'm so glad you called me because you know what? Earlier today, Davin took me off my thing because I was going to talk about discrimination and prejudices. So I'm going to pull out.
Put your radio down, Monica.
Yeah, just a little bit. So, what black people fail to realize.
Baby, cut that radio off in that Chevy Caprice.
What black people fail to realize, Monica, is this right here. They think that they have the authority to discriminate. And they fail to understand that I'm off relationships.
They got a man.
Yeah. Let's talk about the intolerance and the history of intolerance in America.
Mm-hmm.
You know, America has a long-lasting history of intolerance. And see, black people fail to forget that they just received a right to pass maybe in the last 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? They just, 1967, Loving versus Virginia, interracial marriage was just overturned by the United States Supreme Court. 1964, the Civil Rights Act was just passed 50 years ago. But they have the audacity to want to call and invoke their prejudices, the bigotry, the intolerance against the LGBTQ community. And it's sad. You know, our United States, they have a history of discriminating from, in 1732, they had a ban against Catholicism. Okay? I'm going back. Okay, you come on forward. In 1844, they killed Joseph Smith. He was the Mormon founder. They murdered him for about a lynch mob, and all of the Mormons, they migrated to Utah. Now that's one of the biggest organizations in the United States because they were scared of the Mormon religion and said that they were going to ruin society, but everybody loved Mormons now. In 1865, there was a civil war during the Reconstruction period, and they burned down all churches and African-American schools right here in Memphis, Tennessee, and New Orleans. So black people tend to forget the history of intolerance in this United States. Let's talk about the Chinese people. 1882. The Chinese people it was a strong anti-sentiment against Chinese people. They passed a federal law called the Chinese Exclusion Act, which suspended immigration of Chinese people coming into this country. This how bad the United States is. Let me get to 1883, what they did to the Native Indians. And the Native Indians, they banned them doing their rituals. The United States said Native Indians could not do their rituals. Okay.
Wait a minute, Monica didn't call in to go through no history class. She called in to talk. Leave my mama alone, Curtis.
I'm finna get these listeners a history class. Okay, Monica, I got one more.
Oh,
in 1890, they massacred Bigfoot. Chief Bigfoot.
We had no dog. I almost cussed. We had no Bigfoot.
Wounded Knee. I'm talking about an Indian.
Wounded Knee.
There you go. The history of inclusion. Don't you know we didn't get the first Catholic president until 1928?
Monica didn't call up here all that stuff.
Hey, don't get me started. I'm talking about these bigots, these black extremists. They always call people, and they always the LGBTQ community. It's our time right now. So y'all might as well get ready. It's not going to be 100 years when we have our equality. It's our time right now. So civil rights, it's our movement, and it's on. So don't call this radio show. You go back, and you need to thank God and fall on your knee that you don't have to sit in the back of the bus no more. You need to go and thank God that somebody stood up and marched for your sorry butt. Because we got people marching for our rights right now because it's not right to be discriminated against and use the Bible. They use the Bible right now against black people. That's why the ancestors was in slavery, because they said the Bible justified it.
I got the verse.
Yeah. Well, honey, the women's rights just came along because they said the Bible said that a woman's supposed to be barefoot and pregnant and in the kitchen. So women's rights, women's suffrage was prevalent in this United States of America because they used the Bible to ban women from doing anything. Don't you know black people weren't even considered humans? Mm-hmm. They were not considered humans. They were considered property in this country, honey, just 200 years ago.
Well, let me tell you this, Monica. They say in the Bible, slaves, obey your earthly masters with fear and trembling, and the singleness of your heart as you obey Christ. So be a slave and go out there and pick that cotton.
And then the crazy part about it, they passed a proclamation. We're not even if they want to overturn and put us back in slavery, don't you know all they gotta do is pass a bill? That was Texas. You know that I had that too. HB 4105 was just overturned. Last night they tried to pass it, but they ran out of time. The shame on you, Texas House of Representatives, that even if the Supreme Court struck down the ban on marriage as being unconstitutional, they were going to arrest the clerks and everybody in Texas. That's sad. That's how extreme these people are. Little black kids couldn't even get in the swimming pool. You had to go to the movies. You had to sit in the balcony. You couldn't even get on a bus. That's why Rosa Parks went to jail.
Sean, go get Gwen high blood pressure medicine. Lord have mercy.
You know, it's sad. It's sad. And now my blood pressure not up. I had, and then this idiot call and say, gay people seem like they happy. Well, we are.
What's that that sitcom with name of Mel's Diner?
Oh, Alice.
Alex. And the lady said, Mel, you can kiss my grits.
That was Mel.
Well, hey, look, in the words of Bobby Rush, I ain't studying these people, so it is what she went on a rant. Lord have mercy.
On a rant. You know, I know my stuff.
Well, come and do my hair because I'm getting ready for Dragon Con, and I'm going Drag Con. Come give me some hair, hair, nails, and eyelashes.
Child, please. I want to see that.
And
She said, and hips, pads. She said, one of those.
Get that booty pop.
Yeah, they won't even let me teach my relationship class. And it's not often that we don't have a guest, you know what I mean? So I was like happy. I was like, okay, David, we can do relationship. Because, you know, I've been on his butt all week long. Because he hard-headed.
Okay, nice talking to you, Monica. You messing.
Monica, what's the tea, honey?
We got to get out this air, Monica. Thank you for calling, Monica.
And thank you for listening to us.
You too. Well, we down to 4 minutes. My mama blood pressure high.
My blood pressure not high.
Eddie, mama, bring her one of them Bush Bears and one of them Virginia Slim cigarettes. She need one. She need one of them funny cigarettes or something.
We don't know serious though. You see some mojo or something?
Yeah, a Cuban cigar or something.
It was an article that I ran across today, and Eddie and I, we talked about it downstairs. And the article was written in regards to when the Supreme Court, because I'm claiming it, overturned this marriage equality ban, inequality, and say that it's illegal and unconstitutional, that the right and that the fight for LGBTQ rights will end, and that we won't be standing up and protesting for equality because that will be the achievement that all that we want, and that the transgender community will be forgotten about.
Okay.
So that was a very interesting article, and we had a discussion, and Eddie brought up some relevant points about the community. But I want to say to our transgender sisters and brothers that that's not the case. And anything that we still know that there's a lot of work to do to bring attention to a lot of disparities in the trans community, as well as the older LGBTQ community. There's a lot of need out there, housing and employment. So Eddie, come on, chime in, and we'll talk about that a little bit.
I think a lot of the issues that we face, we forget that once we get the equality rights, that's for marriage equality. And we have a lot of other issues such as domestic violence, housing, HIV criminalization, things that fault the LGBT community. When everything else goes up, we can't let go when we get the marriage equality rights.
Exactly. And I think that Jonathan has a lot in the projection of the goals and the template for the next 4 or 5 years that they want to take before the legislature for Tennessee Equality Project, the work that they do. And I think I saw some of that included in what they plan to do and addressing those issues, because there are a lot of things, because we know law's going to start popping up left and right, like what Texas just tried to do.
Ma'am, we got to go.
In Indiana.
We got to go.
Yeah.
Is it on? It's a